Alright, today we're going to be doing two things. First is just a quick update of, changes I've made since the last video. But the second part's going to be the snake camera that I have for my phone and just kind of checking out some spots that I haven't been able to see very well. First update is, unfortunately, no ants have moved in here. I mean, they're clearly doing very well. I'm not sure how well you can see on here. They're crossing the beach. They got a line there. But I think they're living inside these rocks at the moment, which is close, so hopefully eventually they'll move there. The second one is my light's crapped out, so I'll upgrade it to these really nice LED. They have full spectrum, even partial. I'm still researching how that works exactly, but hey, we'll get it. But yeah, here is the snake cam, so we'll do that here in a minute. But here's just a quick overview. Ants are doing well. Frog is getting very fat, which I think he's in the little pond there, which I plan to replace with something a little better than just a container. We have one spider here, one here. There is a wolf spider somewhere in here running around, but I only ever see him maybe once every few weeks. I got a few plants here that I dropped in. I'm going to replant those because they're not actually planted. But as far as the plants go, most of them are doing pretty good. There's a few, like this one right here, that died. I'm not sure if I want to pull them out or just let them kind of fall, recompost, or, just look cool, whatever. We'll see. Another concept I have, if you guys want, like the video, if I get 100 likes, I'll do this, is up here in the tree, build like a treehouse version of like these little wooden houses. So we'll see. Also, something is definitely living inside of this dead wood here. I can see it's like sawdust, and if you're real quiet you can hear like the grinding of something chewing, and it's spitting it out. My best guess is the superworms that are in here. There's also two horn caterpillars. Those pretty much disappeared. I've seen them once after I put them in here a few days later up on the leaves up here. I'm not sure where they've gone, if they're even alive, who knows. But yeah, let's go ahead and check inside with this. So here we have the cave coming up. I'm just doing some commentary over the video. Now inside here, I think there's maybe like a spider or two living in here, because I can see like right here. Kind of looks like webs. It's kind of hard to tell because it also kind of looks like roots, but this is a solid piece inside the cave, so I don't know how the roots would have gotten in. So I'm pretty sure there's spider webs on most of it. These are definitely spider webs, but there's not much going on here. You will see something fly past the camera, maybe a gnat or a flying ant at some point, so you can kind of see them, like right there. But there's not much going on in here. It's just a sand base. There are some like shells in here from what looks like the cockroaches, maybe shedding their skin or possibly just being eaten. There's like a leg right there, it looks like. But yeah, not much going on in here. But it's still a cool feature. I hope something eventually goes in here. I'm surprised the frog doesn't chill in here. At least I've never seen him in here. And I'm not sure what those white specks are, if they're just sand that's been stuck to the side or what. Alright, and here we got that piece of wood I said I would look into, that I hear the gnawing, and like as soon as I stuck a camera in one of the holes, we found this little guy. So it's a superworm. Eventually will turn hopefully into a medium-sized like black beetle. But this was a great shot, so Harry is chewing away. And here we're going to look inside one of the houses. Something I've noticed, obviously I can't move the camera very well, it's just kind of me bending it, but there is some possibly black mold right here growing, at least on this side it looks like that, so I'm trying to look into, what to do about that. Obviously humidity. Now this doesn't look like black mold. Me personally, it looks more like, kind of like fecal matter, so I'm thinking something was kind of chilling in that corner. It's kind of hard to tell in here, but yeah. Now you see some peeling. I mean, this is just wood with food grade polish on it, so it's not going to be harmful or release any type of toxin. It's just basic wood, no, not chemically treated or anything. Here we're going to go back into that house, just a different floor. Basically the same thing going on. This one actually looks a lot better, but there is still those little spots on the ceiling. They're only really on the ceiling, I've noticed, in every single house, except for the open air one. But yeah, this one's more like seems like dirt. This one's obviously pretty much the worst part I've seen. But it still seems to be holding up pretty good. This, I can't really tell what that little thing was that was just in there. It might just be a piece of dirt. But this stuff, it seems to be more like a fecal matter than actual mold, I'm assuming. At least that's what I'm hoping for. If you guys know more, let me know in the comments below. This right here, I believe, is just more like the wood rotting from the fecal matter being there. Doesn't seem like there's any mold or anything. It's just kind of gotten dirty and started to just rot, which is fine. It's kind of what I expect from being an abandoned town. So, hey, it kind of looks like, you know, what you would expect in an abandoned house. So, I'm fine with that. And I can always replace the buildings eventually if I need to. So, I'm not too concerned for it. I just wish there was some more stuff living in here. That would have been kind of cool to see. Now this is a very short, the camera cut out, but this is the PVC pipe. This one I'm a little concerned about. If you guys have any ideas, I don't know what the heck that was, but this is definitely starting to like peel the paint from the PVC pipe, so I definitely need to look into that, see if that's something maybe I need to be concerned about or removed. If you know, let me know in the comments below. Alright, I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. I plan to keep doing updates. If you guys want me to have a video where I do something very specific, maybe even educational about like certain parts of this, let me know in the comments below. I'm just going to be, while I'm talking, showing you kind of some little pictures I took. Got a little 3D printed T-Rex there that I kind of buried in the sand. It's actually currently up here. I plan to rebury it. I just keep forgetting when I'm in there. But if you guys have any ideas of what you want to see next, definitely let me know. Another thing too I'm having issues with is I'm trying to get a cricket population going, where they're, you know, mating, having offspring. But I believe the frog is just kind of eating them way too fast. So that's a bit of an issue. But hopefully we'll figure that out. And here's a nice aerial shot that kind of shows you I've actually added about 2 or 3 new plants since I've taken this photo. But everything's doing pretty good. Some of the plants have, you know, died, didn't make it. A few leaves have rotten away, but that's part of the whole system, so that's not that bad. But a lot of the plants are going good. They're going strong, doing really well. The only population problem I'm having is just getting those crickets to eventually keep going because they just keep, I think, getting eaten. So if you have any recommendations on that, let me know. And then the close of this video is just going to be a few more random videos that I have that I'm just throwing in there. So definitely check those out. And definitely subscribe if you want to see more. Definitely check out my building process. I can talk more about that too. But yeah, just a bunch of cool... Oh, here's those the longhorn caterpillars. Eventually, hopefully, they'll turn into giant moths. I mean, they get pretty big. They can get as big as your hand. So we'll see how they do if they make it to that point. But yeah. Oh, and this is probably one of my favorite pictures, just the frog chilling on top of the house, kind of sunbathing, I guess, because up in that corner there is a heat lamp that I turn on just here and there. Another thing you'll notice is there's another pile of sawdust basically here. So in between this house, this roof section is kind of an empty area. There is a bit of a hole there, and there's some stuff coming out here, so I'm guessing there's another superworm living inside of this, slowly kind of just chewing away at the house. So that'll be interesting to keep track of, see what happens. But there's definitely a little tiny dot here forming the hole, so that might be where it entered or whatever. But yeah, enjoy these last few videos I have, just kind of that I didn't really have anywhere to put them, so I'm just kind of throwing them in. See you all in the next one. Bye. Alright, it is finally time to go ahead and start adding Just so you know, I actually found a praying mantis. It's right here right now, little one, inside my house. I don't know how he got inside, but he's now officially our first member. I've also got a small ant colony going, which you can't really see very well on here, but I did place them near the ant, hopefully that they move into colony. A few updates, a few plants that I've added, and that's about it. But we are going to now add, we got a 16 count of Dubai cockroaches here. Let's see if we can find any. There we go. A few just chilling there. Here's my finger, so they're not too big, size of my thumbnail. We got superworms here that eventually turn into beetles. Flip those around. See them squirming. Quite a few in here. I don't know how many, but a very decent amount. And then I got some just crickets in here crawling around, as you can see. They appear green on the camera for some reason, but they're actually brown in person, so I guess the filter's picking up different type of lighting here, because they're not brown, or not green in person, which is interesting. I'll have to look into that. Let me know in the comments below if you know why that is, you know, what my camera filter or whatever's doing, lens. But yeah, let's go ahead. We're going to add these guys in. This is basically going to be mostly our cleanup crew, except for the praying mantis. He just happened to be in the house, so he might eat some of these. We'll see how he does and try to keep him well fed. Here we go. Alright, the ants have been in here for maybe about half an hour, and I was checking on them. They seem to be moving into a crack right here on this tree stump. So they're moving their eggs up slowly on this, and then going into this crack. So I guess that's going to be their home for now. They're pretty close to this tunnel system that I created that you can see into. So I'm hoping eventually they will move in here. There are a few inside of here right now, kind of exploring. There's 2 entrances down here that line up with the dirt. So hopefully they will eventually move in here. I've had that pretty much with any time I've built something like this. It takes a week or two before they finally kind of like realize this is a really good place for them and move in. But at least they're pretty close. They're only about 4 or 5 inches away from the entrance of where they are now versus where I'm hoping they'll go. But yeah, that's fine. As long as they're in there doing well. All right.